I'm gonna be right there in front of them like I always do. You know, I'm gonna make them miss, and make them pay, and I'm gonna fight my fight. So I feel like that was.
It's a different type. Like, you can be riding that wave. You've been getting all these knockouts of all these other different guys, but you've never been in the ring with an animal like Crawford. And when you get in there for the first time and you get hit upside your head and you see that you can't do the stuff that you usually do against the guys that you fought, you know, at the lower level, bro.
Joe Rogan reacted with genuine surprise to the announcement of Terence Crawford facing Jaron Ennis, calling it a wow moment. He admitted he never expected it to happen, especially since both fighters had previously dismissed any chance of meeting in the ring. Rogan said, given their contrasting styles, watching them go head-to-head would be something special. After Ennis' dominant win over Lima, fans everywhere were asking who he would face next. Initially, Virgil Ortiz Jr. called out Ennis following his first-round knockout victory over Lima, hinting at a thrilling matchup. But things took an unexpected twist. Terence, but Crawford stepped forward, saying he's now ready to face Boots Ennis, instantly shifting the boxing world's attention toward a potential clash between two elite champions.
For Boots, Boots is from Philly. Terence Crawford is a specialist. Boots is a specialist. It'll be a great fight. Terence is my guy, man. I love it.
Before getting into Joe Rogan's full reaction, let's look at how other top names in boxing responded to the shocking announcement. Jermall Charlo, who had long been waiting for his chance to face Crawford after settling business with Canelo, reacted angrily to the idea of Crawford fighting Ennis instead. Charlo argued that he deserves to be next, saying he's earned the right to fight the sport's biggest names and continue building his legacy. Charlo firmly declared that Crawford should face him, not Ennis.
I want smoke with Crawford. I want all the smoke. Give me the best shit. I'm in shape. I train. My lifestyle is on the move. Everything is great. So why the f I want the best, man? What y'all talking about, dog? I don't got time to be playing with none of these people with these promotionals and all of these shits. I'm with the old school boxing. I'm following all of the Muhammad Ali act and all that shit. I mean, man, whatever.
Now, trainer Andre Rozier shared his prediction for the potential fight, confidently picking Terence Crawford as the clear favorite. He praised Crawford as one of the most complete fighters of this generation, explaining that while Jaron Ennis is an exceptional talent, he's still a few steps away from Crawford's level of mastery. Rozier pointed out that what Crawford did to Canelo was proof of his unmatched skill and composure inside the ring. In his view, Ennis has a bright future, but facing Crawford right now would be an uphill battle.
I think it's attention, but Terence is on another level right now. I mean, he's on another level.
When you say another level, do you mean like marketability-wise, name-wise, or you mean talent-wise?
All the above. All the above.
So he's a notch or two above Jaron even.
Exactly. Boots has to get there. He's not there yet. A lot of people don't know who Boots is yet, believe it or not. So the boxing people might, but to be that stellar star, and that's why I'm upset about how his movement has been going, because he could have been stellar already. He's talented enough to do it.
Meanwhile, Tim Bradley wasn't too excited about the idea. In his analysis, he said this fight might be too risky for Ennis at this stage of his career. Bud is a monster. One clean punch from him can change everything, Bradley warned. He acknowledged Ennis's talent and star potential, but emphasized that Boots should first take on other top contenders before facing someone as dangerous as Crawford. According to Bradley, once Ennis gains more experience against elite-level opponents, then he'll be truly ready to step into the ring with Bud.
This type of fight with Crawford, you know what I'm saying? I would hate for him to get in this fight and look average. Look average. Because if you go back and you watch a lot of, and he's a spectacular fighter. Boots is a spectacular fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's next. But he needs to be tested. He needs to be tested with he needs to be tested with a guy like Thurman.
Responding to Bradley's take, Greg Hackett offered a different perspective. He noted that every boxing era belongs to a fighter who eventually becomes the dominant force, and maybe this is the start of Boots Ennis's era. Hackett reflected on Crawford's career, saying the past 2 years have defined who Bud truly is, earning him more respect than ever before. But since every great fighter eventually gets his shot, Hackett believes Ennis has earned his chance to prove himself against the best. In his words, "It's only fair that Boots gets to test himself against a legend like Bud Crawford."
He talk like that, cause they know he that. But shit just got started. Think about it. How long was the Bud Crawford era if Bud Crawford didn't start getting respect till 2023 for what he do? So if it's 2025 and we already talking about Boots Ennis, who's 10 years younger, who could possibly turn up this next 10 and make it crazy, that means the average person who don't really understand boxing, never really watch boxing, pay attention to boxing, and not really a boxing fan, they're not going to remember Bud.
Another major voice in boxing, Danny Garcia, welcomed the idea of this matchup with genuine enthusiasm and a big smile. He said, "The fight perfectly balances a young, hungry lion against a seasoned legend," calling it the ideal mix of youth and experience. Danny praised both fighters for their unique strengths, saying that the outcome will reveal who truly stands above the rest. To make things fair, he also suggested that the bout should take place at a mutually comfortable weight class. Overall, Garcia fully supported the idea, stating that this kind of clash is exactly what the sport needs to keep moving forward.
I think that'll be a great fight. You know, the young, hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
Speaking about the potential showdown himself, Terence Crawford addressed his mindset going into a fight with Boots Ennis. Crawford acknowledged that fans expect their similar styles to create something new and exciting, but he remains confident in his own versatility. He emphasized that his ability to switch stances smoothly gives him a unique advantage. According to Bud, every stance he uses depends on the opponent and the flow of the fight. When he steps into the ring with Boots, he plans to select and adapt his stance strategically to control the tempo and ultimately the outcome of the match.
I'm equally as great in both stands. I'm very powerful in both stands. I hit just as hard with my left, probably even harder with my left than my right, you know, but I think it's the opponent.
Moving forward, Eddie Hearn also reacted to this potential bout, describing it as a dream matchup between two elite fighters. He highlighted that Ennis is coming off a strong, impressive win, while Crawford is looking for a worthy challenge after the biggest victory of his career. Hearn added that discussions could take place around a weight division both men are comfortable with to make the fight more realistic. He also praised their explosive fighting styles, saying that if the fight happens, it could easily deliver one of the most thrilling nights in recent boxing history.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy, and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his...
Furthermore, Sean Zittel expressed his own excitement, but in a slightly different way. He admitted he's been hoping to see this fight for a long time, saying that now feels like the perfect moment for it to happen. Both fighters are coming off major wins, which, in his opinion, makes the matchup even more compelling. Zittel predicted that fans will be treated to something special if the fight comes together. Interestingly, he also hinted that Boots Ennis might have a real shot at defeating Crawford when the two finally meet in the ring.
His chances of ever landing that fight with Crawford nearing 40 and Ennis still having a lot of catching up to do to make that a worthy assignment for Crawford. And nobody's been begging for that fight for the last couple years more than me, but I'm also realistic about it.
Finally, Meek Mill, who's been a proud supporter of fighters from Philadelphia, referred to Boots Ennis as the Philly Monster and boldly claimed he would be the one to beat Crawford. While breaking down the matchup, Meek pointed out that many fans might be underestimating Boots because of Crawford's spectacular performance against Canelo. However, he argued that the comparison is unfair, since Canelo, now past his prime, struggled to keep up with Crawford's speed and sharpness. Ennis, on the other hand, is younger, faster, and hungrier, and Meek believes he won't allow Bud to dominate him the same way he did Canelo.
But shout out to Boots. Boots the next legend to come up in it.
How does Crawford and Boots How does Crawford and Boots play out, me?
Crawford and Boots play out. I'm
Yeah.
rocking with Boots, of course. I'm from Philly. Crawford, you already know you about to meet this Philly shit. It's all love, but you about to see what this Philly shit about. We real monsters. Let's get it.
Alongside Meek Mill, Haven Brady Jr. also voiced his confidence in Boots Ennis, boldly predicting that he would defeat Terence Crawford. Brady noted that Ennis hasn't yet received enough high-profile opportunities to truly display his full potential in the ring. According to him, Ennis is an incredibly skilled and determined fighter, someone capable of shocking the world. Brady said he doesn't care what critics say. His faith in Boots remains firm. He added that this matchup will attract global attention, drawing fans from every corner of the world who are eager to witness what could be one of the most electrifying fights in modern boxing.
With Boots, so I want to see him fight Jaron Ennis, and hopefully, he don't retire before then, or he say he too washed up and old. Hopefully he get my boy a shot. That's the only person I can see beat him. That's what I think can be.
When Gilly the Kid heard about the possible Crawford versus Ennis bout, he reacted with pure excitement. He described it as a classy but fiery showdown, a battle that would combine elegance, emotion, and intensity in equal measure. Gilly acknowledged that Ennis would push Crawford harder than most of his recent opponents, but in the end, he predicted Crawford would come out on top. He explained that Crawford's exceptional ring IQ, composure, and years of experience would ultimately allow him to control the tempo and secure the victory. Even if Ennis makes it a tough night, that everyone speculating about who's better will finally get their answer.
Super fight Crawford versus Boots.
I went to the Crawford fight
I was there
in Vegas. I'm not going to hold you. He really, really surprised me. I'm talking about in a good way, like it was next level, because everybody was talking about how homie was going to be too big for him, too powerful, Canelo, how he was going to be too overpower him. And it was none of that. Actually, he wasn't even that. He ain't even really that bigger than him.
He didn't break a sweat, right?
Yeah. That was light work. He took him all the way out of his fight.
Similarly, Mayo shared his prediction and sided with Terence Crawford as the likely winner. He pointed out that Crawford has already beaten opponents who were physically larger than him. So now that he holds both the skill and size advantage, it's hard to picture anyone taking him down. Mayo confidently claimed that Crawford would dominate the fight, giving Ennis a harsh reality check inside the ring. He concluded by saying that once this fight happens, everyone speculating about who's better will finally get their answer.
Boots Ennis is he's the real package. He's the full package. I've been saying this for a long time. It's no secret, and a lot of people see it, and they had their ups and downs about how they feel about him. But he's the full package. He can fight inside, outside. He can punch. He's got good hands, feet. He's technically solid. His father does a good job. He's mentally right. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's the full package. But
taking a closer look at their recent performances, Jaron Boots Ennis's latest fight against Wisma Lima was nothing short of spectacular. From the opening bell, Ennis showcased explosive power, lightning-fast reflexes, and relentless aggression. He dismantled Lima with precision, using sharp angles, flawless timing, and perfectly executed combinations. The result was a dominant victory that not only highlighted his maturity as a fighter, but also proved he can handle pressure under bright lights. The experience he gained from that bout will be invaluable as he prepares to face Bud Crawford, a man known for his elite skill and strategic brilliance. This next fight will be both the ultimate test and the biggest opportunity of Ennis's career.
Down. Shit. Yeah, Boots that guy. He did his thing. Hey, I like Boots as a fighter. And I want to see him fight the best and prove his greatness. That's what it's about. It's about proving your greatness. So, great job for him tonight. I ain't no Boots hater. I know y'all be like, oh, I love Terence Crawford. I do. That's my pound #1 fighter. But I still got a lot of respect for Boots.
Following Ennis's triumph, Claressa Shields, the multi-division world champion and one of the greatest female boxers of her era, expressed her excitement and admiration. She said the result was exactly what she expected, even though many anticipated a longer fight. Shields praised Ennis for his discipline and drive, saying that greatness isn't just about talent, it's about action, and Boots continues to prove that with every performance. She also declared that, at this point, Ennis is capable of defeating anyone who dares to challenge him next, further fueling the growing hype around his potential clash with Terence Crawford.
Vision, and it's dope. I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him, man.
Now, you're a guy that moved up in weight, what, 2-3 times?
Yeah, I mean, I went up, went down, up. Yeah, I mean, I fought 4 or 5 different divisions, man.
So what are some of the challenges with moving up in weight?
Man, just getting used to your opponent's size, bro. The homo, like, he was moving up, but Boots always been like a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's always been strong. That's why him making 147 was like, yo, that's crazy. He's gonna be a monster at 54, a monster at 160, and he's gonna fight at 168. He's gonna be a monster there.
Respected American boxer and promoter Thomas Lamana also shared his thoughts on Jaron Ennis's recent performance, praising the young star's power, composure, and efficiency. Lamana stated that Ennis's dominant showing proved to the entire welterweight and junior middleweight divisions that he's ready to compete with the very best in the world. He highlighted how Boots' ability to control the tempo and finish the fight early demonstrated both discipline and world-class instincts. According to Lamana, performances like this are the reason Ennis is quickly becoming one of the sport's most dangerous and marketable fighters, a name that represents the future of boxing.